In September of 1972, during the Munich Olympics, the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine organized a team to go into the Olympic Village to take as hostages as many of the Israeli team as they could get their hands on. The rest is tragic history. And Israel responded by sending their own team into the field looking for the architects of the Munich murders. I never imagined Munich as an act in my career. I never saw it as that. I also didn't see it as an aberration in all the films I've made. I kind of saw it as a story that I felt needed to be told. I saw it as a film that would try to stir up a discussion that was off the table and not being discussed over the last 10 years.
We have 11 Palestinian names. Each had a hand in planning Munich. You're going to kill them, 11 men, one by one. They're all in Europe now. You'll stay there as long as it takes. Europe only, not the Arab countries. That's for us, not you. Not Eastern Bloc. Don't upset the Russians. Who needs it?
It satisfied a need in me to talk about something that was important to me as a Jew, as a huge supporter of Israel, and as a supporter of the peace process between the Palestinians and the Israelis, who I do believe can share the real estate and can live in peaceful coexistence.
Do you know why we're here?
So in that sense, maybe Munich was the most political movie I've ever made, consciously political, with Tony Kushner certainly, helping to teach me so much about the politics of that region. And at the same time, Munich is a film that was the most controversial film I've ever been involved in.
Unless we learn to act like them, we will never defeat them.
We act like them all the time.
Mahmoud Hamshari.
Yes?
Tony Kushner and I often, when we were making the movie, sat in our chairs waiting for the shot to be lit, talking about how people are going to have a real tough time understanding and reconciling what this film is reminding us of. And we talked about that a lot. And Tony was the one, more than even me, had said, we're going to make a lot of noise with this movie, and it's not all going to be good. And I would say, is any of it going to be good? He said, maybe 10 years from now, but I think when this film comes out, it's going to be swift-boated. And I said, what do you mean by swift-boated? And Tony said, there's going to be an active attempt on the part of people who were or were not involved with the actual aftermath of the Munich murders to derail this in some way, to say that our real Avner, who consulted with us, is bogus.
Jews don't do wrong because our enemies do wrong.
Can't afford to be that decent anymore.
I don't know that we ever were that decent. Suffering thousands of years of hatred doesn't make you decent. But we're supposed to be righteous. That's a beautiful thing. That's Jewish. That's what I knew. That's what I was taught. And now I'm losing it. I lose that. That's everything. That's my soul.
I hope that some people saw Munich and said, gee, what an amazing sort of spy versus spy movie this is. To me, I was thinking about Munich, not just politically, but I had John le Carré on my mind, I had Fred Zinnemann on my mind with Day of the Jackal, and I had Costa Gavras on my mind with Z. It wasn't just going to go out there and create this sort of political ruckus. It was also meant to be a political thriller.